Now, without further delay, let's dive into the world of DevOps. I hand over the session to Kabilesh and Rithik to lead us through the session.
So hi guys, I'm Rithik. I'm from St.Joseph Group of Institutions, Chennai. Today I'm going to talk about Prometheus and go through some hands-ons as well. So first, um, does anyone know what Prometheus is used for? Okay,
for monitoring.
okay. So first, Prometheus is a monitoring tool used to monitor your applications and servers. First, let's go through. Mm. Okay, so let's take an example where your application is running on multiple servers. If there is a bug in your application or server, you have to go through all those servers one by one manually, which takes a lot of time consuming and uh, like what can we say it's like time consuming and it's really tough to find the error where the where error happened in the server, whereas while you use Prometheus, you can monitor when an error occurs, like you can predict before an error occurs actually, like if your memory is running out of if your server is running out of memory, Prometheus can predict the error beforehand and can alert you stuffs. um, so now for instance, let's say I'm my company has an application running on multiple instances. One of my instance, um, wait a minute, let me share my screen actually. Share. Okay, so let's take for example, my company has an application running on multiple servers. My database is running in one server, my um, application is on another server, front end is another server. So for now, um, uh, my application is running on this server for instance, and my memory is running low. At that point of time, my application will start collapsing, which in turn makes me um, makes my database as well. My database is dependent on this server, so my database goes down as well. So if my users credentials are stored in this database for instance, and then my front end can't authenticate my users without accessing this database, so my whole application goes down just because of this one memory shortage. My whole application will collapse. uh, and when I tried to solve this problem, what we have to do without Prometheus is first I have to check the front end whether my front end is working properly or not. If my front end is working properly, then I have to check my authentication processes. If it is working, if then I have to check my DB. Then from there I have to check step by step. I have to check every service, which will be really time consuming, and it's a lot of work to do manually. We don't know where the error has occurred in the servers. Uh, while Prometheus, um, what Prometheus can do is it will constantly monitor all your services, alert when crash happens, identify problems before it even actually occurs. Let's say there are certain rules we have defined in Prometheus which will help you to identify the problems beforehand. Uh, I will set a rule to trigger to alert me whenever my server's CPU utilization crosses a certain threshold or my memory utilization drops below some certain threshold. At that time, so if my application is running on this server and the memory is too low, then it will alert me beforehand, so I can go check my server and solve the problem before it actually happens. Uh, so here you can see Prometheus checks memory usage, notifies administrator before the problem occurs. Um, so this is a basic architecture of Prometheus server. We can see here. Um, so this is the whole architecture. Um, I hope you can see the architecture clearly. Okay, so my Prometheus will run on a separate server than my application. Prometheus server has three nodes actually: retrieval, database, and HTTP server. This is time series database. The metrics that is collected from my servers, my applications, and all those are stored in time series, and it's like a key value pair. So, for example, CPU is my key, and the metrics is like my CPU utilization like 50%. The 50% is my value. So, in this database, it is stored as key values, and this retrieval, what it does is it retrieves metrics from my applications and servers. Uh, uh, Okay, so now let's say, for example, here these are all my applications running on different servers. Uh, each server will have an exporter. For Linux, there is a node exporter. For Windows, it's Windows exporter and stuff. So we have to install those exporters in each and every server. These exporters will collect those metrics and convert it into a format which is suitable for Prometheus to understand. So these retrieve. So the exporter collects the information and converts into the suitable format. This retrieval will pull those metrics from the exporters. So the servers do not push the metrics, but the Prometheus pulls those metrics. That is different from CloudWatch and stuff. So what AWS CloudWatch does is, my applications and my services push those metrics to CloudWatch, whereas in Prometheus pulls those metrics, which will help at times like, if I'm running like let's say for 10 to 20 servers, and if all my 20 servers try to push metrics at the same time to my Prometheus server, then there is like, my Prometheus server will be overloaded with requests. While So to manage that, Prometheus uses pull method. It pulls the metrics from my targets. Alternatively, there is a push method as well, whereas these are short-lived jobs. Let's say my server or my application runs for a few seconds for to like clean some old data. After a certain time, it will die. At that time, these will push those metrics to a push gateway. These The metrics will be stored in this push gateway, and from there, my Prometheus server will pull those metrics. All these metrics and stuffs are stored in the HDD or SSD, and the other thing is HTTP server. What this HTTP server is used for is to query my database. Like now these metrics are
Rithik,
retrieved and stored into my
hello.
database. Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, Rithik, I am Karthik.
Yes. Okay.
Nice to meeting you. And I wanted to know
Thank you.
about the Prometheus server, right? That you are speaking about.
Okay.
Uh,
So
what's the difference between Prometheus and Cloud Trial, CloudWatch?
cloud. So okay, first the Prometheus server is a device or server where you have installed this Prometheus. For now, like let's say my application is running on one server and my Prometheus will be running on another server, not the same one. So that's the Prometheus server.
Okay.
And the difference between CloudWatch and Prometheus is, in CloudWatch, my let's say my EC2 Lambda, all those will push those metrics to CloudWatch. CloudWatch doesn't pull those metrics, but the EC2 instance and other stuffs will push those metrics to CloudWatch. Whereas in Prometheus, they don't push those metrics. The application doesn't push those metrics to Prometheus, but Prometheus will pull those metrics from those applications. Wait a minute.
That means all the requests that are coming from the internet is first it will be going to the Prometheus server, then it is directed to our application, right?
Come again, sir.
All the metrics that are coming from the internet, right? HTTP request
Yeah.
that are first going to be inserted into the Prometheus server, then it is
No,
returned to the
actually,
application.
no. My Prometheus server will be monitoring my application first. So, let's say I'm running an application in a server. The CPU utilization, memory utilizations are all metrics of that server or that application.
Okay, it's running on
So,
the top of the server.
yeah.
Okay,
I mean, is
okay,
the doubt
okay.
clear, sir?
Yeah,
Okay.
go take on, go ahead.
Okay. So this HTTP server, what this HTTP server is used for is like virtually like a dashboard, to create a dashboard. Prometheus has its own graph where you can view those. metrics in a graphical format, or you can use Grafana as well. These HTTP this is supported by PromQL. PromQL is a query language, high level query language. With the help of these Grafana or other data visualizations tools can interact with Prometheus to create a dashboard to visualize those metrics. uh, and the other part is alert manager. This with the help this is the main part with which you can get alerts. Let's say this is an export as an agent, like an agent, where you have to install this separately and you have to configure this into an Prometheus file, configuration file. I will come to that later part. First, what this does is, after I have set some rules to trigger when let's say my application is running on this server, and when my CPU utilization process this certain threshold, it will create an alert. It will trigger an alert, it will push an alert to alert manager. This alert manager will notify me through emails or anything that we have specified. I think I'm clear until this. So let's go with this one. Okay, so this is the basic part which we have seen before. The storage is this like, what did they say? A time series database which is stored in key value pairs, and its retrieval is pulls metric data from applications and services, servers and other things. HTTP server accepts queries from Prometheus, web UIs, Grafanas, which will then go to my database, and the metrics are shown through dashboards. What does Prometheus monitor? Prometheus will monitor Linux, Windows servers, applications, Apache databases and stuffs. What unit does Prometheus monitor is CPU status, memory. You can see here exceptions count, request durations, and all stuffs. These metrics are all stored into this database. Okay, next.
Whether hello,
Yes,
Rithik.
sir. Yes,
Can you go? Can you move back to the first slide that you have shown now?
this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, if you're seeing here like Prometheus web UI that has been seen to the user. From that, you are accepting queries, right?
Yeah.
Which means your Prometheus server is accepting the request via the internet, right?
Well,
For your application.
yeah, actually, my application's metrics are stored into a database in Prometheus server. So I am using a like a through the internet, through the user interface. I'm requesting some queries like show me the CPU utilizations and stuff. Then this HTTP server will go to my database, fetch the data, and it will show it to me.
Actually, it's like a separate dashboard for your Prometheus server. You will be logging into the Prometheus web UI via your
Yeah.
credential, and you will be monitoring your application. What are the status and like the stuff, right? CloudWatch,
Yes,
like
sir.
CloudWatch, it is
Yeah.
a separate server that is being running for your Prometheus server.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. Well, let's see how my Prometheus will collect metrics from my servers or application. So let's say this is the target. This is my application, and from here my exporter. First of all, this service application doesn't know what kind of format Prometheus supports. So this will be like in a different format than what Prometheus supports. So this exporter will fetch those metrics from this application, and it will convert it to a uh, correct format that Prometheus will support. After, from here, my Prometheus retrieval, this will pull those metrics from my exporter. So for every server my application is running on, I have to install an exporter. For Node.js, for Linux based applications, there is a different exporter. For Windows, there is a different exporter, and for Apache and so on. For every kind of things, there is a different kind of exporters available. We have to install those on the servers. Okay, I will tell you how to install those exporters in the later part. These are we saw this before, like the push gateway for short-lived jobs. So let's say my there is an application that's like really short time. It runs for a certain period of time, certain a small period of time. It cleans some old data and it dies. So at that time, these applications will push those metrics to a push gateway, which will, from there we can pull those metrics back to the database. Mm. Okay, so until this, is everyone clear? Does anyone have any doubts? I will be going through hands-on from now. Do you guys have your laptops with you? Okay, if anyone have your laptops, you can go through. You can continue with me. So first, let's go with Prometheus. Like, should I go through through the whole process of downloading Prometheus and stuff? So I can just show you guys the hands-on of how it works and stuff. Um, can anyone like
I
that?
think you can provide the link to download and just go on with your hands on.
Okay, so you can just go here and download your. Uh, if you're on Windows, you can download Windows, or for Linux, you can download Linux. After that, these are all the
Yes,
exporters. Sir,
can
can
you
you?
share the link?
Yeah, I will share it. I will share it to you separately. Okay, so these are all the exporters I mentioned before. Like, there is alert manager, there is black box exporter. For MySQL database, you can download this. For Node exporter is used for Linux based applications. For Windows, the exporter is not available here. You have to go through. It will be available in the Git repo. I will share I will share the link to you guys separately. So you can download your Prometheus from here, and you have to, after downloading, it will be like uh, in a zip format, which you will have to export. After that, you have to download Windows exporter from GitHub. You have to set up these, and let's see. So after unzipping the file folder, which is you will be having this many files in it. uh, Let me show you. So this is the Prometheus configuration file. What the Prometheus configuration file is used for is, it will tell the Prometheus from what it needs to do. Like, there is we have to define the alert manager here to alert me during uh, errors or stuff. If an error happens or stuff, there are rules during which my alert should happen. I haven't defined those things yet. We can define it if you need it. uh, Next, there is scrape configs. What this scrape config does is, this is the one used to define from where my Prometheus should scrap data, from scrap metrics, which it should monitor. So first thing is, job name is Prometheus. Uh, so my Prometheus server is monitoring itself as well. So let's say my Prometheus is running on one server, and the Prometheus is monitoring that server as well, not just other applications, but itself as itself. And the other static configuration is Windows, which is my laptop right now. For to monitor Windows server, we have to install Windows exporter, which I showed you guys before. um, this is the Windows exporter, which will help you to help which will collect those metrics from my laptop, and it will push those to um, Prometheus. Next, my Prometheus is exposed to port 9090. So you can just go uh, I can just go to my browser and localhost 9090. So this is my Prometheus running on server. You can just go and type up. You can see if anything is up running. So this one is my Prometheus, as I showed you guys before. So there's two jobs, Prometheus and Windows. Okay, so this is it, Prometheus and Windows. You can go to graphs, you can check stuffs. Mm, or you can type CPU utilization, and you can see CPU seconds, CPU large core frequencies, processes, and all those. If you want to check these CPU utilizations and memory utilizations, you have to definitely install the Windows exporter. This Windows exporter is the one thing that will monitor your laptop or your Windows server, and it will convert those into formats that is understood by Prometheus. We can go to next. We can use sorry localhost 9182. This is the metrics collected by my Windows exporter. Um, I have mentioned here, as you can see, my Windows job, my Windows export is running on localhost 9182, and when I go to my 9182 metrics, these are all those metrics that is collected by my Windows exporter. We can give it into like let's say graphs. Go to targets. So you can see there is two targets in my there is two targets. One is my Prometheus server itself, and the other one is my what is this? Windows. Windows is my nothing but my laptop right now. I can just click on it and see all those metrics, or we can. mm, So I think that's all. We can even connect this to Grafana to create a dashboard using this, which will be later, which will I will cover later after Kabilesh give goes through some explanation on what Grafana is. I think Kabilesh, you can take over. Guys, is there any doubt until this part? Okay, thank you. Kabilesh, Kabilesh, are you there?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, okay. Can you take over? Like,
Yeah, I will take over. Okay, guys, I am Kabilesh Kumar from St.Joseph College of Engineering, studying third year, BTech IT. Okay, in today's topic, I will take about Grafana. Is my screen visible? Rithik, is my screen visible? Rithik, I'm audible?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, guys. In today's agenda, we will see about introduction of Grafana, and we will see the overview of it and the core tools we have used in this Grafana and practical use cases which we are using in this world and industry trends which are used through for Grafana and finally QA session. Okay, sir. The Grafana is an open source platform where everyone can able to use and access it, and which is mostly used for monitoring and observation. It's used for mostly data visualization using SQL commands and SQL through the SQL we can able to visualize the data. So it also analyzes the given data. So and it also gives a custom dashboards where we can able to edit the dashboards and change the dashboards as per our need, and it supports various plugins through network, and it also has an alerting features if something is been exceeded or like your cost in a cloud watch has been exceeded, you are integrating with that. So using this alerting feature, it alerts it and sends the email which is given by you, and it provides community support. Any doubts or clarification you can ask in the community support. So the core tools we are using in this for Grafana is for mostly used for visualization, where it's Grafana is a powerful visualization tool. It's most better than Power BI, I guess, in Microsoft. So it's used for creating interactive dashboards and graphs. And at the similar way, there is also types like Loki, which is used for log aggregation, and Tempo for distributing the tracing, and Mimir for metrics. Like there are various metrics in a CPU. Like so, using this metrics Mimir for metrics, we can able to uh, uh, analyze the data. So as my friend Rithik mentioned, Prometheus for monitoring. The Prometheus been used for monitoring tool, and using this Prometheus, and we can able to visualize the data which has been monitored, and mostly the Grafana is mostly for visualization. So the main function main function which has been used for alerting and notification, and it provides a dynamic dashboards and customizable panels and data source. We can integrate various data sources, and as I mentioned, there are various types like Loki and log aggregation, and for mostly the Loki has been used for effective log management. It monitors the log activities in your system, and it provides a seamless Grafana integration, and it provides a efficient log querying, like as we enter through a data, and it provides a simplified scalability.
Kabilesh?
Am I audible?
Yeah. Hi, I wanted to ask you a doubt.
Yeah, yeah, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Actually, you're saying that Grafana is used for visualizing the data, right?
Yeah, sir.
Visualizing the data that has been done by the
Yeah, that
Prometheus
has been
server.
monitored by the Prometheus. We can able to easily visualize the
Hmm.
data.
Okay. The data has been stored to Grafana using PromQL.
Yeah,
In the database, the Grafana will visualize the data after completing the job that is done by the Prometheus.
yeah, yeah,
This is the app which is running in the Windows server, right? Windows or Linux or something that is running in the local computer.
yeah, sir.
It will be monitoring.
Yeah,
Now I have a doubt that I'm hosting my application in AWS. Okay, actually
okay,
it is running on cloud. In EC2 instance, I'm hosting my application.
yeah.
How Prometheus and Grafana will be used to get the data, and how it will be how it will monitor the EC2 application and visualize the data. Is there any alternate available? Is there any alternate reality? Is there?
Using CloudWatch, you can able to integrate with this Grafana. So you, by integrating with Grafana, like you can able to visualize the EC2 instance data and the CPU performance related stuffs.
Okay, but
Sir,
Prometheus is more
uh,
powerful than the CloudWatch, right?
Yeah, but
can I answer?
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
Ritik
yeah.
is just answer.
To monitor your EC2 instance of stuff, well, you have to install those exporter. Like if your EC2 instance is running on Linux-based OS, then as I mentioned, you have to install a Node exporter on your EC2 Linux machine on your server. Uh,
Okay,
After that, you can go to your Prometheus configuration file, and here you can see you can just like name EC2, and you have to mention that address like I can say like your EC2 instance IP address.
hmm.
So after you mentioned that, Prometheus will start monitoring your EC2 instance.
Okay. That means we have to install the Prometheus server on each and every server that we are hosting in AWS, right?
You have to install that exporter. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Is there any alternate possibility like we are using an auto scaling group for an EC2 instance? Similar way, is there any server? Is there anything that we can mount on Prometheus server? Like we
mm,
are we are installing each and every server. Like
yeah,
we are using an application. Okay. It will not alone have a single server. It will have a multiple server for failovers, etc., etc. That means we have
okay,
to actually you will be going in the easy to use the data script, right? That means whenever you
yes,
launch the data, you will be using as an Amazon machine images. It will be very much helpful when you host the application, right? Am I correct or wrong?
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
I will get back to you soon, sir. I will check and I will tell you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we'll continue. So as previously I mentioned, like tempo is for used for the tracing purposes. It gives an enhances the observability and provides an open telemetry for support, and it provides a cost reduction. Then we use for Mimir for metrics. It also comes under the Grafana tool. Like it provides a high availability for accessing the data, and for multi-tenant camel where multiple users and teams can able to use this metrics, and we can easily integrate with Grafana. As my friend Rithik already mentioned about Prometheus for monitoring, like it provides a robust time series monitoring, and gives an alternative mechanism, multi-dimensional data model, and provides a metrics collection methods. So in real world use cases, we are mostly used for observability and monitoring, and provides an incident response and MTTR reductions, where it gives a mean time to recovery and during incidents, like if there's a error happens, it provides an alert to our emails and gives a response. So the similar way, it provides a performance testing and continuous profiling. So in industry, it is mostly used in increase in it is because of its open source tool usage. It's mostly used in various platforms, and it also mostly used for AML integration because of that data visualization. We are using for AML integrated. So it provides mostly on cost for focus on cost reductions, and it provides an adoption of open telemetry data, and it enhance the challenges with the Kubernetes. Okay, let's. I'm going to jump on with the hands-on session. Do you have any doubts with anything? Okay, we'll go with the hands-on session. Okay, guys, this is the Grafana tool which are being used now, uh, which can be easily downloaded through network net in net. I think I will proceed with the directly. So first I'm going to integrate with MySQL because so first of all, like, you have to set with the um, data sources, then and you have to click metrics, because which has been it has been already created, the metrics DSP which is already being created by me, and uh, so in connection you have to give a local host which has been run by the MySQL server. So this server status will be there, like in server status for host URL, give your port number, a localhost port number, and the DB which is being created by you, and and give your admin username, and everything for connecting it. Then give save and test. Then if you give save and test, then the database connection will be set for you. So then next you should proceed with the dashboards, then create dashboards, and you should add visualization for it. uh, then it gives a selected data source which has been created by you in the data source platform. So if you click data source, so I have different databases which is dataset I have been created. So I created a dataset called world, which contains the tables of city, country, and country languages. If I give country, and in countries there is a different column, and so I'm giving the different columns which is it. uh, ok- so I can also have the aggregation for it. If I want a count of it, I can able to give, and it provides and also provides a preview of it, everything, like SQL commands for it. So if I running my query, so you can project in a panel title like this. So it gives a status. It has a various types of things. So at the similar way, you can able to use add two queries at the same time and provides an alternate for it. So in this, I'm clicking world and giving country and providing an. For this, I'm giving a minimum value. If I run my query, it gives me two panel types. So we can able to also change that panel title as Grafana Demo. So I can able to see visualize in the dashboards like this. Similar way, like I can able to edit it and change in in a way like I wanted. So in Grafana DB, database, I have created a student marks, and using the student marks, I had a marks and marks student ID and student name. So I'm clicking the marks, and in aggregated value, I'm giving average value. At the same time, I'm also giving another query for it, and then selecting same Grafana DB and selecting the table student marks and choosing the student ID column and giving the count. If I run my query, I give the count of the tuple, at the same time average marks and count of the student's ID also. So we have various type like the status. At the same time, we have bar chart. For bar chart, it supports only string and time field. At the same time, table, it gives a Grafana demo and count of table like this. Yeah, it does various types. So you can utilize this, and if you apply this, you can shows the Grafana demo. So we have done with the SQL connections. Now let's move on with the cloud connection. So for cloud, let's deploy with the EC2 instances. So first I'm deploying with the EC2 instance. Okay, my EC2 instances has been launched now. At the meanwhile time, I will give the security credentials. So in the same way, for accessing in the through CloudWatch, we can access through Grafana through data sources. Now you should give for CloudWatch. After giving CloudWatch gives access and secret key, it gives the three tabs: AWS SDK default and access and secret key. So you should click on access and security key and give the access and security key which has been used here. Now you should click application running outside AWS because we are using the Grafana. Now your access key will be created, and using the access key, then you directly put in the access key ID form. and after that you should use the access secret access key and just deploy in the secret access key secret access key, then give save and test, then it will take on around minutes, and now your CloudWatch will be being deployed here. So now you should build another dashboard, like we are clicking visualization. So our instance been created, right? So we can able to easily access our instances here. So we have launched in AWS EC2 instances. So it asks the metrics name, so we can give CPU utilization, and which gives the average maximum value for it. In dimensions, choose instance ID and give your instance ID which has been created here. Then copy it. Now paste it here. Now you can run the query. So if you see, there's a CPU utilization being here. At the same time, I can give in bar chart. So there are various visualization platforms there, so you can easily get the visualization easily. Okay guys, I'm done with my POC. Does anyone have any doubts? Okay, my friend Rithik will proceed with the deploying Prometheus with the Grafana now. Rithik, are you there?
Yeah.
Can you able to?
Hi guys. So guys, I will just tell you guys how to um, connect Prometheus to Grafana. Uh, First, you have to just okay. Let's see. You have to install Prometheus and you have to go to the Prometheus.
Actually, I took CPU utilization for example Abdur PC sir. There are more metrics for it, so hence I took for example CPU utilization.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, the screen
Uh,
is visible.
okay. First, go into Grafana, and after going to Grafana, you have to go to connections, and you have to add a data source. Let's if it is Prometheus, you have to search Prometheus here and go into Prometheus and add a new data source. You have to click on this app. Uh, And if your Prometheus is running on your laptop, then it will be just localhost and 9090. If it is running on other servers or another uh, device, then you have to declare that address instead of localhost. 9090 is default for Prometheus, and localhost is the address of your device or server that your Prometheus is running on. After that, you can just go and check. You can just leave all these default for now and save and test. When you click save and test, uh, actually already I have created an okay. Let's see. Okay, successfully created a so if it is successful, then you can say that my Grafana is connected to Prometheus. After that, you can just go and create a new dashboard here. You can create a new dashboard by you can import stuff for in Grafana. Grafana gives you a lot of custom or pre-built dashboards. Uh, as I'm using Windows Exporter now, you can go and search for Windows Exporters. There is a lot of Windows Exporter dashboards here. you can download any one. After downloading, it will be in JSON format. You can just go and import that dashboard here. Import, and you can just load it here. After loading, this is how it will be. You can just go in and you can check in. You have to, after importing your uh, dashboard file, you have to connect that you have to connect the data source. We have already did the connections. You have to just mention that Prometheus is Prometheus there. After that, you can just go and view all your metrics here. My device name is Jarvis, and you can see my CPU usage, memory usage, network details, maximum disk, and all these stuff you can just visualize. You can view here. I think that's all. This is how you will have to connect Prometheus to Grafana. Okay, guys, that's all. Uh, okay, if there is any doubt on Prometheus and Grafana, you can ask. Uh, after this, we will end the session. Okay, I think there is no doubt to be clarified. Uh, Thank you, guys. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to explain to you guys about what Prometheus and Grafana is. Thank you, Kabilesh, for working together, for being with me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lingeshwar. Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Okay, I think
everyone,
we can leave.
for joining the meeting.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
Dhananjay.